Oh no, this definitely took a turn. Hi everyone and welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you are new around here, my name is May. Today we have a unboxing video. I wanted to share where's the box? I wanted to share with you guys a piece that I picked up. I actually shared that it was on sale, I believe here on the community tab and also on Instagram. I did share that it was on crazy sale actually. They had a few styles and I influenced myself and decided to pick this up just because I was actually searching for a bag for a specific pair of shoes that I did pick up earlier this year that I do have plans on wearing at the end of the year and sometime coming into next year. I also wanted to kind of share with you guys what it is that I go through in my mind whenever I am choosing to add a new handbag into my handbag collection. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and share with you guys what it is that I picked up. It is a true unboxing. I haven't opened it yet. It actually was delivered yesterday and I was like, okay, I need to sit down and do a kind of like chatty little video with my peeps in order to talk about this. So over the years of actually purchasing, collecting, whatever it is that you want to call it, handbags, I have definitely made many mistakes and I like to think I've also learned from my mistakes. So I just kind of wanted to pinpoint basically like where it is that I choose to splurge and where it is that I tend to save when making handbag purchases, and also kind of just like my thought process as to deciding that I want to add a specific bag into my collection. We all know that handbags are being released on a constant basis, and if you have an Instagram like myself where you follow fashion, you follow kind of like styling tips, handbag accounts, all that stuff, you are constantly being bombarded with new releases, new styles, new handbag brands. And it is very, very difficult for you to say, no, I don't need that bag. You don't need to buy it. So getting into this little cutie, this is how she came packaged. And I think you guys can see where it's from. Wow, I'm very surprised. I think it honestly came directly from the brand. So it is a repurchase and it is a handbag from Senreve. I had a Aria bag a couple years back. I actually added it. Actually, I didn't add it. My husband was so kind because I was driving him crazy about it and got it for me for my birthday. It was in the black mock croc combination and I was obsessed with like the mock croc style at that moment. Unfortunately, she did not work out. I felt like the mock croc was just a little bit too loud whenever I wanted to pair her for the events that I wanted that bag for. So I ended up selling her and she is now in a good home, hopefully being more used than she was while she was with me. But when this combination came out, I was like, okay, maybe this one could work because I genuinely did love the Senreve Aria Belt bag as a bag. She is very versatile. She has different ways in which you can style her. I will make sure to leave the videos that I did do while I owned that one. So I was excited to see her come up again in this combination. So here we go. I'm also really hoping, I almost knocked down my Hermes tree. I'm also really hoping that she goes well with the shoes in question and we're gonna see that together. So I have here the Senreve Aria Belt bag. Oh my gosh, I think the color's off. Oh no. Oh no. I have to see. Okay, it is in the color. Oh, this bag is so good though, you guys. Okay, what is the color? Okay, I had to go back online to check what I had ordered because I thought that I had ordered, that I got sent the wrong bag. And that's one thing with pictures online, unfortunately. It's so difficult to capture color. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it, but this is the picture online and this is the handbag that I got. Don't get me wrong, the handbag is stunning. It's actually a very kind of like a taupey sort of shade. I'm looking for this one. So it is a lot lighter. It honestly reminds me of Pauline's taupe color, but here are the shoes in question. I don't know, I think it's off. Oh, I don't think it's gonna work, you guys. I wanted it to be a little bit more of an ivory shade and it's not. It's very kind of like grayish compared to the shoes. Damn it. Oh no, this definitely took a turn. Don't get me wrong, I love the bag, but I don't think, and we're gonna get into kind of like the things that I look for in order to keep a bag. I just don't think it makes sense for me to keep it because I don't have anything else that I would pair this with. And whenever I go for like my, you know, Oasis or Orans, not Orans, Santorini's, I obviously opt for this one if I want to. And I also have my Kelly India tube. So, and I don't think those sandals are like elegant or formal enough or for me to have like a clutch style bag like this one. I felt like this would be the perfect option for me to do with the shoes. I'm so bummed because I really like the Aria and I was so excited that they had this color and these kind of like just the leather style on the sale. So I think I got carried away because just everything took a turn for unfortunately the worst. But they did have, or they do have, I just checked, they have the cognac, they have like a kind of like pinky-ish tone, and then they have this one which on the site says sand, and I just checked the receipt and the receipt says sand silver. So if I would have seen that on the website, I would have definitely, you know, hesitated a little bit more. Again, it is a beautiful color. So if you are looking for something like this, maybe to pair with like silver shoes, or maybe you have this particular color of shoes that you're looking for a bag for, then I say go for it. I mean, it's obviously gonna look great with like black outfits and things like that, but I don't need a bag for that specific kind of like occasion. It was more for pairing it with these shoes because we also have my brother and my sister-in-law's like wedding ceremony, and I wanted to take these shoes with me in order to wear for like the rehearsal dinner, and maybe if we do any kind of like formal events while we're there. And it is in March, so I felt like the shoes would go perfect because they do have this very beautiful kind of like embroidery on them. If I do find them, I'll link them down below. I got them on like major sale in Sam Edelman. I did share when they were on sale, by the way, so don't come for me. Just kidding. But yeah, no, definitely not gonna work. Oh, I'm so bummed. So we're back to ground zero on searching for a handbag for those shoes. But with that being said, let's just touch up on those little kind of like tips that I wanted to share with you guys. So as you can see, initially it would be kind of something like this. Let's say there is a bag that I have in mind that I want to add for a specific occasion or a specific style that I want to have the perfect combination for. For those, I honestly tend to go the safe route just because I know that it's not going to be a bag that I'm going to constantly be using. So if it's a particular color or it has to be a particular silhouette of handbag, I really search for the safe option just because I want to splurge on pieces that I know I'm going to grab over and over again and that are also going to be more versatile in my handbag collection. I started this channel with the idea of like, you want to buy bags that are one, versatile, and that you can use just in so many different occasions, and that the bag has so many different ways to be styled. And obviously, as I have grown my collection, I've come to realize, and my husband would always tell me this, but not every bag purchase that you make needs to serve every single occasion that you have in your life. And it makes sense because you're not going to take a Speedy into a wedding, even though I have shared that I did do that on a trip, but that was because I kind of didn't have another option and she really didn't look that bad. But anyways, that's not really like the bag that you will go for. And for that reason, I've learned to kind of diversify my handbag collection in regards to like what my personal style is also. I have a very casual, sort of laid back kind of lifestyle in general. Yes, do I like to dress up when I go out to like dinners or when we're going out at nighttime, even during the daytime, because I work from home. So I'm pretty much in like shorts and a sweatshirt Monday through Friday. So whenever I get the opportunity to go out, I want to dress up and look nice. But even with that, I opt to go for handbags that are comfortable, primarily comfortable. I love cute bags, but if they are not comfortable, they are not going to last in my handbag collection. So for that reason, I say that if you have a specific occasion, a very formal occasion, an occasion that is not the norm for you, and you want to have a bag that you can reach for when that occasion arises, but obviously it's not something that's going to happen every month or every weekend, then I would go the safe route. And there are so many great handbag brands that you can get a well-made quality handbag from, but you don't have to go into the thousands of dollars for. Now, for handbags or colors that I know I'm gonna grab over and over again, I definitely do not mind splurging on those style of handbags, because again, it's gonna be a color that I know that I'm going to grab and that is going to pair perfectly with my wardrobe. Now, I did start off kind of like my channel just talking about dressing in black. I would always wear black. Black was my like safe comfort color, just because I knew that like no matter what I decided to put together, it would pair because it was black. But as time has gone by and as my style has sort of evolved, I have ventured out into more neutral colors. I do have pops of colors here and there, again, for a specific occasion, but even when I've added those certain pieces into my wardrobe, I've realized that it's not something that I will wear over and over again. I rather go the neutrals route because it gives me opportunities to pair and put together more outfits. So the same thing goes for handbags. For me and my personal style, neutral color handbags are going to be the ones that I'm going to grab over and over again. With that being said, black is not one of them. I have said previously that I am not really attracted to black bags. Do I have black bags in my collection? Absolutely, because I feel like they are needed in a handbag collection. But for the majority of times, my go-to neutral colors that I do not mind splurging on are cognac. You guys know I love cognac. I mean, I have my Birkin 25, which I absolutely adore. She's my favorite. We've already made that clear. And really quick, just to dive a little bit deeper into the Hermes topic, just because a lot of people are like, you know, why spend that amount of money on those handbags? For me, this was worth it. One, this was my holy grail bag. As the handbag lover that I am, for me, this was just that bag that I was like, oh my God, how amazing would it be in order to add such a special piece in my handbag collection. You know, a piece that has so much history within the brand, a piece that takes so much to make, a piece that will be just offered to you, and it's kind of like your special order in a way. So for me, it was worth it. I knew that this was a color and a style of handbag that works for me personally, that I'm going to be able to have in my collection until pretty much forever, honestly. The size, the style of it, the color, checked off all of my boxes in what it is that I look for a bag that I can go for and grab over and over again. Do you have to spend this amount of money to get this particular bag? You absolutely do not. There are brands in the contemporary realm that offer style like these, and there are brands in the designer, you know, kind of like mid-thousands sort of range that also offer styles like this. For me, it was deeper than that though, so that is why I felt like it was worth it for me to add this particular handbag. But obviously that differs between all of us. I also really like deep gray shades, and I came to realize that actually when I added my oleada, I didn't have my Kelly yet, but I added this one and I loved this shade of gray, and it really just pairs so well with so many other tones in my wardrobe. And aside from that one, I have also really been into deep, rich browns. So that even falls under the Damier Ebene sort of category, just because I do feel like Damier Ebene definitely gives off those like rich brown tones and can be paired with so many different colors as well in your wardrobe. Whether you do choose to go for a pop of color, I feel like that shade would also pair really nicely. So that is kind of like the things that I pinpoint at and kind of like run through my mind when I am choosing to add a handbag. I have a specific style that I go for, that I know works for me, and I don't know why I deviate from it, and that is a top handle tote sort of handbag. I love a good top handle. Don't get me wrong, if a handbag has a crossbody option, I appreciate it, but it's not a must for me unless I'm searching for a particular handbag that I want to wear as a crossbody bag, let's say for when I travel and things like that. But a top handle is pretty much my non-negotiable. I want to be able to have a top handle in my handbag just because for my style, I feel like it suits me best. I feel like it's more ladylike, it's more elegant, classy, and I love that kind of style of handbag. So that is something that I definitely consider and like want to check off whenever I am searching to add a new handbag into my collection. Again, with all that being said, there are going to be particular handbags that are obviously not going to check that off because the occasion that they're meant to be used for doesn't necessarily need to have that. And that's kind of pretty much where I wanted to just close off the video and kind of talk in regards to this bag. Initially, I was searching for a kind of like clutch style bag for those better like well-dressed, more formal, quote unquote, because it's not a gala sort of formal event, but a little bit more elegant, and a clutch was the route that I wanted to go for. I had been eyeing the Savette Symmetry pouch, but that one is within the $1,500 price mark, and even though it's not as expensive as some other designer handbags are at the moment, I don't know if I was comfortable or ready or really wanting to spend that price point on a bag that I wasn't really going to grab to very often. So under $200, I felt like was the perfect price in order for me to be able to grab this piece. Unfortunately, color was off, so I think this is going to be a return, but I still kind of wanted to share with you guys those sort of like tips and kind of like things that I look for and the thought process in my mind that I go through before adding a particular handbag, especially if it is one that I know I'm not going to be grabbing on the daily or just knowing that that bag goes with everything sort of situation. So I hope you found this video helpful somehow or just found it entertaining for that matter. As always, I appreciate every single one of you for always taking some time and hanging out with me, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Bye everyone.